So today's video is going to be a little bit different from the kind of videos I've made up until now. And I wanted to share something very personal, something that has happened very recently and has been on my mind ever since. And I wasn't even sure if I should talk about it, but it kept sitting with me. And I feel like saying it out loud might help someone else too. So recently, my grandmother passed away, and it's not like I have never seen someone pass away before. My paternal grandmother passed away when I was much younger, but I was very small at that time. I don't really remember much or understood what was happening, but since I am much older now, I understand things much deeper. And because of that, it hit me so much more this time, and it made me realize a few things that I think I knew in theory very well, but when life actually puts you face to face with them, then they hit very differently. The very first thing that stuck with me was that we truly have this one life. I do not know what is beyond life. I do not know what happens after death. Maybe there is something, maybe there is not. But at least in this human form, this life that we are living right now, once it ends, it ends. Like once you die, you die. There is literally nothing you can do to go back and change things. And that realization was so intense for me because it made me really think that if this really is the only life we are guaranteed, then whatever you want to do, whoever you want to be with, wherever you want to go, or whatever you want to experience, this is your chance. This is the window you have. You can literally do whatever the hell you want. But if you don't do it, if you keep postponing things, keep holding yourself back, keep waiting for the right moment for whatever reason, then one day life will simply just end. And then that's it. That's the end. The second realization for me was that I used to think, we have a lot of time. We behave like there's always a guaranteed tomorrow. Like we can always do things later. Like we can always call later. We can always start later. But the truth is, the time that we have is very, very limited. And that's okay. There's nothing sad about it. It's just how life is. It's just the reality of life. But the real question is, what are you choosing to do with that time? If there is something that you want to do, just do it. If you want to spend time with your parents, spend time with them. If you want to spend time with your friends, go meet them. If there is something that you've been wanting to start, just start. Because the very next moment, you genuinely don't know where you're going to be. And once time passes you by, once people are gone, literally nothing can change that. Another thing I realized was that how much we worry about what will people say, what will people think, what will my family say, what will my friends say, and more often than not, we worry about the opinions of people who are closest to us. Sometimes we want to do certain things in life that are just different from what people around us are used to, something that they may not understand. And because of that, we don't do those things. However, just think like once you die, people move on with their lives. And I don't mean this in a pessimistic or sad way. It's natural, That's how life works. People cry, they grieve, they feel sad maybe for a few days, maybe for weeks, maybe for a month, but eventually life goes forth. Everyone still has their own life, and it made me realize how strange it is that we spend most of our life worrying about what people will think when at the end of the day, everyone is just busy living their own life. Maybe someone will get mad at you for a while, maybe someone will not understand you for some time, but eventually things work out, things make sense and they settle. But if you hold yourself back the entire life because of that fear, then all we will have left is just regret. Another thing that really hit me is how planning too much is of no use, because we truly do not know what is going to happen tomorrow. We do not know what is going to happen at the very next moment. You could be sitting here living your normal life, planning everything perfectly, and in the next moment, everything can change. You could simply be just gone. Life is that uncertain. And because of that, I started thinking how much time we spend planning everything, planning for next 5 years, planning for next 10 years before we even start. I mean, planning is necessary in some areas, of course, but sometimes we plan so much so that we end up paralyzing ourselves. We think, think, and think until the idea becomes so big and overwhelming that we actually just never start. And I feel like instead of endless planning, sometimes you just need to execute. Start with whatever you have, start with whatever you feel like doing, and then figure things out along the way. Because most of the time, that's how life works, right? You start and then you learn, and then things slowly fall into place. And probably the most intense realization for me was about people. Appreciate them when they're alive, love them when they're here with you, treat them well when you still have the chance. Because once someone is gone, they're gone. No amount of regret can bring them back. No amount of crying or missing them or wishing things were different. None of that changes the fact that they're no longer here with you. And I saw this very clearly. After someone passes away, people start remembering them, talking about how kind they were, how good they were, how much they meant to them. And sometimes you can't help but think, if they were so loved, why didn't we show it more when they were alive? Why didn't we appreciate them more when they were still here with us? Because once a person is gone, nothing changes the reality. You can cry, you can feel sad, you can fall sick with grief, but the person is still gone. We perform rituals for the peace of the soul, and I understand that these traditions come from a place of respect and culture, but at the same time, I couldn't help but think, what's the point really? Because once someone is gone, there's nothing you can do to change that. If they were a good person, then whatever you may or may not do after they're gone, it doesn't matter, because they're already in the heaven, as we like to refer, right? And I realize that all of this is more for the living than it is for the person who is dead. So if you want to show appreciation, love, and kindness, it should be shown when the person is still here, while they can still feel it, while they can still experience it. And another realization that hit me very, very strongly through all of this, and it might sound a bit more practical compared to everything else that I've said, but it is important, which is that money matters more than you think. And let's not romanticize Ruki Suki Roti and all that. For me personally, yes, I understood that money is important, but this incident really made me understand how necessary it is, not just for yourself, but for the people around you, for the people you love. Like, if you don't have money, you can't even provide them with basic necessities properly. You can't even make sure that they get the best care when they need it. You can't make sure that they have the access to the best treatment that they deserve. And you possibly cannot even travel to meet them in need. I mean, love and care is important, of course, but let's be honest about the reality that love alone cannot pay for the medical bills, right? In the world we live in today, money is just a tool that allows you to protect and support the people you care about. And realizing that made something very clear to me. that you have to put yourself in a position where you are capable of taking care of not just where you are capable of taking care of not just yourself but also the people you love, because there is really no excuse for you to not pursue the life that you want. All of us are going through some shit every day, every now and then. But instead of seeing them as something that is stopping you, anchor and transmute. Thing that I want to say, especially for anyone who has lost someone they love. Earlier, I understood loss in theory. I had heard about it, I had seen it from a distance. But seeing my mother lose her parent or a parent lose their child and seeing it up this close at this age where I can process things and understand, it is very different. It is very, very different. Watching someone lose their parent is not easy. It makes you realize that the time that I have with my parents is also limited, right? Um, because there is certain emptiness when you think about it. There is certain loneliness. That feeling of not having someone looking over you anymore is not pleasant. And I don't think I still fully understand it yet, but I understand it more than ever. So if you are someone who has lost a parent or lost someone you deeply love, I just want to say that I see you. I understand you more now. And I know it's not easy, but I also know this, that nothing is permanent. Even this pain, as heavy as it is, it will get better with time. Things do get better, they always do. And till they do, just hold on to yourself, hold on to your life, hold on to what they would have wanted for you, because they loved you, right? And if they loved you, they would not want you to suffer. They would want you to be okay. They wouldn't want you to break yourself completely because of them. So, slowly in your time, try to live again, because life is short, life is uncertain, and the time we have with people is also limited. So, if there is something you want to do with your life, do it. If there are people you love, show them that you love them. If there are dreams that are sitting inside your heart, don't spend your entire life waiting for permission to pursue them. Because one day life is going to end for all of us. And when that day comes, the only thing that will really matter is how honestly we'll live while we were here. And with that, I will see you in the next video.